What's up, everybody? It's Luke James, not the singer, here to give you a review of Ritz's album, The Life and Times of Johnny Valiant. Now, if you liked his mixtapes, White Jesus and White Jesus Revival, you're going to love this album because it has the same sound, except it's just tightened up a little bit. And we got really lucky because Rittz signed with Strange Music, and Strange Music is one of those labels that allows an artist to continue following their own creative path while catering to the fans that they already have. It's not like what happened with Yellow Wolf when he signed with Eminem and gave us that album Radioactive, which was nothing like Trunk Music. And Trunk Music was an album that made everybody fall in love with Yellow Wolf's music, and then Eminem got him and basically fucked them over. Same thing doesn't happen here. Ritz's album, Life and Times of Johnny Valiant, is solid from start to finish. There's a lot of great production, a couple hits and misses here and there. The song Going In is sort of filler, more or less, just an average beat. Rittz raps good on it, but the beat doesn't really stick out to me. One of the coolest things about this album is that Rittz tells a lot of stories, and he has a lot of songs that are, actually about something, It's not the shit where he's just rapping punchlines and rapping about him being the best. He has a topic and he goes with it. Like on the song Fuck Swag, he's talking about how hip-hop culture is becoming more and more about appearance and dressing weird and sticking out in strange ways than it is about the actual music. And I really appreciate that he made a song about that, because a lot of us are getting sick of this shit. You know what I mean? Just the tight jeans that all these rappers are wearing dresses to be weird and this and that. It's all about hype more so than the music. So Rittz really attacks this. Then there's the song Amen, where Rittz showcases his storytelling abilities. The first verse is about him almost ODing on cocaine. The second verse is about a homeless man and the struggles he might go through. And the third verse is about what happens if you drink and drive. Very solid lyrics, rounded out with a good beat that holds it all together. Another storytelling song is on Always Gon' Be, where Rittz is telling the story of just the troubles that he and his girlfriend face as he reacts to hip-hop stardom, traveling around the world, being away from his girl. It's a really heartfelt song, and you can feel the lyrics in it because he's just talking about how difficult it is to keep that bond while being away, and she's jealous and worrying about this and that. It's all balanced out with a mellow hook by Mike Posner, I don't know how to say his last name. He's got a couple spots on this album, and he fits every time he's on it. On this song, really smooth voice that, goes with the smooth beat. Another feature, Big Crit on the song Wastin' Time, which is one of the standout songs on this album, has a really laid-back beat that you'd expect from any song that would have Big Crit on it, so it's a very fitting feature. And it's all about the idea of wasting time. They're trying to become rappers, and people think they're wasting time because they're just hanging out, smoking weed, drinking, trying to figure out who they are, while growing up and sticking to the creative aspect of their life, which I think any creative individual will appreciate from this song, is that it really touches on that. Other songs, Interview is basically an interview. A woman asks questions, and Rittz raps his answer back. This is one of the first songs on the album. It really sets it up well, because if you're not familiar with Rittz, it fills you in on who he is, where he's from, what he's trying to do, etc. If you are familiar with Rittz, it's sort of a refresher course, so it's a good song to kick it off. It has a good beat to it as well. There's a couple funny parts in it that are going to make you laugh, so you will appreciate that. Another standout song for me was the song Sober. It's just sort of a pimp-ass track. Like, you could picture Pimp C being on there. The hook goes 4 in the morning, party's over, and then it goes something about picking a girl up to fuck till they're sober. I don't have the exact lyrics, but that's the gist of it, and it sounds really great for that type of shit, man. That's what you want to listen to if you're driving to pick a girl up at 3 in the morning just to hit that ass, and you got a classic Sugar Free verse on there, and we're not going to argue that Sugar Free is a lyricist of our generation, but I like that he's a feature on the album because that's very unexpected. I didn't see that coming at all, and he spits his classic, hilarious pimp lyrics, such as, "Pimps don't go to jail for pimping. Pimps go to jail for mispimping," and other shit like that. And speaking of how it was an unexpected feature, that's something that stuck out to me about this album. It doesn't have the typical features. I mean, if you look at some of my other reviews, I talk about how I don't like this typical shit. Beats by typical producers who are all over everything, features by Wiz Khalifa, and it's a weed song, or a song featuring Rick Ross on a Lex Luger beat. Just that typical shit that you could just make up, like if you were trying to make a commercial album. Oh, we need this guy for a song like this. We need this type of beat and a verse by this guy. You don't get that from this. The production is very unique and different. There's not a lot of big name producers on there, and the features, they're just unexpected, like I said. There is a posse cut with Tech Nine and Chris Calico. I think it's called What You're Waiting For. I forget. I'll add an annotation for what it's actually called. as a posse cut, Tech 9 kills it, as you would expect, because Tech 9 is an amazing rapper. Chris Calico does his thing on it. The beat is kind of evil, has some rumbling bass on it, some bells going on there. A couple songs that are filler. I think I mentioned Going In is kind of like filler. For Real was one of the singles that had a video where Rittz is rapping with a auto-tune effect like Future, which I don't know why he did that, because he doesn't need that. He stands out on his own. He's original. He's a great rapper. He doesn't need that. He has good lyrics. He doesn't need auto-tune to make him stand out, but maybe they did that to try to draw in that sort of mainstream audience who are on this whole Future wave, which don't even get me started on Future and his bullshit. Another song that was a single was Who I Am. There's a video for that. Has a really dirty sounding UGK type of beat. The content isn't really anything that different or out of this world that blows you away, but it's a good song. It's kind of a trunk rattler. You could drive around with that popping and you'd be all good. And I don't think I covered every song, but there's some other songs on there. For the most part, it's a solid album from start to finish. There's a couple hits and misses, but if you're a fan of rappers that aren't all about punchlines and they like to tell their story and express where they've come from, you're really going to like this album. Rittz does rap fast, which some people love it or they hate it, you know? But you can clearly make out what he's saying. It's not so fast that it's going over your head and you have to listen back and rewind. He's very articulate. You can hear what's going on, so you're going to appreciate that. Good lyrics, good production, good beats, very cohesive album. You know, the overall theme is just Ritz's life. He's talking about his life and what he's been through, and storytelling aspects are great. I give it a 4 out of 5 because I think it's something that we needed right now. It's kind of different, you know, white rapper, big red hair, spitting fast on like down south type of beats. It's very different and unique, and that's something that always makes me want to add a point or two for my album reviews, you know? It's not everything, like, it's not all about being different and unique, because you can be different and unique and make bullshit music, but when you're different and unique and your music is good, I always appreciate that, even if I don't particularly like the music. But I do like the music on this album. It's different. I highly recommend it. The Life and Times of Johnny Valiant. Let's see what else Rittz has in store, man. He's with Strange Music now. Hopefully we get some more albums soon out of him. Or maybe we'll see him featured on Tech 9's upcoming album.